welcome to the Average Guy's Restoration Blog. Happy New Year. It's January 27th, 2018. Last week on January 17th, I've had BeepBeep 1 year. And I'm not going to rattle off what all I've done in the past year. If you watch the videos, you know I've been busy. This is the list for 2018. I'm not going to read it to you. Maybe Tim will... I'll send Tim a still shot of it, or I'll put a Word document together. Exhaust manifold gaskets were the last big project. Took me about 3 weekends to get that done. The exhaust manifolds were not warped, and it's quiet. I've set the timing, I've adjusted the choke, adjusted the carburetor, the new spark plugs and wires. I've got it running really good. And of course, every time I get this car running good and I'm enjoying it, another problem raises its head. So we'll see if we can get a camera shot here. I actually went for a quick drive yesterday, and when I got home, I had little water droplets here, but it didn't feel like antifreeze, and it's dry. It's not really oily, and I had a small splash here. So rather than wipe it off, I did some investigation. Make a long story short, we'll see if we can get a camera shot down in there. If you can see that little wet spot, I have a pinhole leak in the radiator. And I guess depending on your point of view, this is a champion, this is a very expensive semi-custom radiator. It's only about 8 years old, so I'm not impressed. It doesn't look like a rock flew up there or something chipped it. Just looks like maybe the core seam split. And since it's aluminum, radiator shops have gone by the wayside. Nobody really fixes radiators anymore. Tucson has one radiator shop left. I'll call them on Monday and see if they can fix it. There is some JB Weld-like repair for radiator glues that, since it's so small, I may try to fix it. I'm definitely not buying another Champion radiator. I'll either go with Be Cool, or I'm going to get a Mopar reproduction radiator and go back to the old school days. So the next update, we'll have the radiator off the car and we'll have a verdict. Thanks for watching. Okay, we'll wrap up this section of the radiator video. Long story short, there's a company here in Tucson, Red Eye Radiator. They fix all types of radiators. Doesn't matter what they're made out of, big or small. When I took the radiator down there was somebody on a step ladder with a torch, a flame this long, and some solder, and they were soldering a radiator off of a mining truck that was almost 2 stories tall. Nice people. He pressure tested this radiator 3 times and said it never leaked, and went ahead and painted it, put his sticker on it, gave it back to me, no charge. Says no guarantee. I can't say enough good about the radiator shop. Unfortunately, I'm not putting it on the car. I know it leaks. He knows it leaks. So I don't know. We'll probably sell this radiator for scrap. What did I do? I bought a knockoff of the original Mopar radiator. It's aluminum, but it's a 2-core with 1-inch tubes. Did a lot of research on radiators, and it seems that the front tube does the majority of cooling. So if you have a 2-row and you have large front tubes, it will actually cool better than this 3-row that has 3 smaller diameter tubes. The radiator I bought has 1-inch, 2 1-inch diameter tubes. This is 3 3/4-inch diameter tubes. By the time the air passes through the 2nd or 3rd tube, you're not really exchanging any more heat. The good news is, with my new radiator, I also get a shroud. I ordered a Mopar reproduction shroud, just like the original fan shroud. Because of the way this radiator is flanged, the flange is pointing in towards the core, it really limits on what type of shroud. And these radiators are built for an electric fan shroud, a very thin shroud here with an electric fan. I want to keep the mechanical fan. I want to kind of stay near stock. The radiator I bought, this flange is out this way. It's at 180 degrees. And I'll be able to mount a Mopar Performance reproduction shroud. So today's Saturday, and I just checked the tracking numbers on all my parts, and they should be here next Friday morning. We'll start a new video of putting all the new cooling system back together. Thanks.